Now that you've completed all of your pre-work for our lesson on accountability and supervision, let's do a quick review to make sure you feel ready for our in-person lesson. To recap what was expected for your pre-reading activities, you should have gone into the virtual lab school and accessed your assigned module, which was the Preschool Safe Environments Lesson 3. Specifically, this was discussing ratios in childcare. Now, within this lesson, did you complete the knowledge checks at the end of each section? There were 3 questions listed at the bottom of the page that you needed to select an answer for. Make sure you checked that box. Next, did you watch the embedded video to help you gauge your comfort level of supervising children? This is important because this video gives a scenario to help you feel more comfortable when thinking about your responsibility in the classroom. Now let's talk about the specific activity that you need to bring to class with you. So you were assigned to review the ratio readings and to fill out the ratio problem-solving activity. In this problem-solving activity, you were presented with 5 different scenarios, and you needed to decide whether the adults in the scenario are in compliance with the ratio guidelines for our workplace. And then whether or not they were in compliance, you also need to figure out what is happening in this situation and what are other ways this situation could have been handled. Because every one of the scenarios has something slightly wrong with it and things that should not be happening in the classroom. So make sure you have written down your answers because we are going to have an in-depth discussion about these potential scenarios that you can encounter. Now, the final thing you needed to do in preparation for our lesson is to review an Air Force Form 1930. So BLS gave us good information to just talk about ratios and requirements in a general child care program. But in our military child care center, we have to use the 1930s to write down the names of our children that are in care and to write down the staff members who are responsible for those children at any given time. So take a look at this form because this is the form that you will write your name on every time you go in and out of a classroom and every time you assume responsibility for children or you are signing out and are no longer accountable for those children. So just a reminder to make sure you're fully prepared for our in-person lesson. Make sure that you have accomplished your pre-reading, that you answered the questions at the end of the lesson, that you downloaded and completed the ratio problem-solving activities so you can bring those answers with you to class for our discussion, and that you have reviewed an Air Force Form 1930. All of these things we are going to talk about together so that we make sure that we feel comfortable with how we handle accountability and supervision within our own program.